That is a Friday motivation from Melody. She says, write every chapter as you want because we're still in the beginning of the year. You're welcome to the conversation showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. My name is Merciful Hajinimo, and we're reaching you from Nigeria's federal capital city, Abuja. Before we bring you the crux of the conversation this time, let me take you through what has happened in Africa in the last 24 hours. We know that in Sudan, 3 protesters were on Thursday shot dead by security forces who fired tear gas as hundreds of thousands of demonstrators thronged the capital Khartoum and other cities in more anti-military rallies, medics and witnesses said. Now, strict lockdowns were no longer the best way to contain COVID-19, Africa's top public health officials said on Thursday, while praising South Africa for adopting that approach when responding to its latest infection wave driven by the Omicron variant. And now Cameroon has given the assurance that separatist rebels pose no threat to the tournament, that is the AFCON tournament, which begins on Sunday. It's that time where I say you have to take your health very serious. Don't forget COVID-19 is out there, and make sure you're vaccinated and ensure that you follow all the protocols that your country has laid out for you. And I will bring you COVID-19 updates from across Africa, and after that, we'll bring you the big story. Yes, you can always be part of the conversation by following us across all our social media platforms. That is how you join the social media community. How do you do that? Just follow us across our social media platforms. That is at TOS TV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And our website is right there for you to stay updated on happenings in Nigeria and, of course, across Africa. That is www.tostvnetwork.com. It's the big story, the conversation, this big story, that's the crux of the conversation for this time. And our focus is on effect of Nnamdi Kanu's plight on Nigeria's democracy. Join us via telephone this time is Felix Adetowubo, our analyst for today. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Okay. So we know that a couple of days ago, when President Muhammadu Buhari spoke about Nnamdi Kanu's plight, a lot of Nigerians have spoken since that time. Some of the opinion that the democracy is having an issue at this point. Are you of the same opinion?
Thank you very much for having me. Well, before we even talk about democracy, we need to quickly look at what we are practicing.
Okay.
The Constitution of Nigeria, to me, is not directed towards the real practice of democracy and federalism. I, as a person, I still believe that we are practicing unitary system of government, going by what we have, especially when we consider what happened at Magodo in Lagos between the governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Fashola, and the IG and the Attorney General of the Federation, as seen in Section 214 and Section 215 of the Constitution, especially subsection 3 and 4. So we need to consider this because the Constitution itself has placed everything about Nigeria in the hands of the federal government. And this is not how it is done in a democracy. This is not how it is done in a federalism. If you look at what happens in the US that we are following since 1776 that they've gotten their independence, they've gone along with over 200 years, but we can see the way they practice theirs. Trump, Biden does not have all the power, and they do things in accordance with the Constitution that set them up. Now, coming to the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu, looking at the opening and for the statement of the president, where he made mention that this man will have to face, the law, defend himself in a court. You cannot treat a wound by using the wrong process. You cannot get to a right by using the wrong process. What happened to Nnamdi Kanu was unfortunate for Nigeria to have brought him back through, rendition, to have brought him back, through kidnapping. that is the way we can see it, But they said he was arrested. But we see what happened. The process that brought him back to Nigeria was unfair. So for us to even talk of democracy, let's even check what we are practicing. Are we really practicing that democracy for us to be able to use the instrumentalities of democracy to define what has happened to this man and what is happening in what we call democracy? I think that is where we need to start from. So the issue of Nnamdi Kanu is unfortunate and is very, to me, is very complicated because the government too is not doing the right thing to making sure that things are rightly done. Look at when this guy fled Nigeria. He fled Nigeria for a reason, okay? The court had already granted him bail. He was in his house. And suddenly, we saw what happened. The federal government sent troops. Before you know it, some people were killed in the process, and he left. And his own mindset is that he had to run for a reason, just to save his own life. He left Nigeria. They began to ask, because there are a lot of things that happen. How did he even leave Nigeria in the first place? That is an indictment on the government. It's an indictment on government institutions because our borders are porous. Now he left. If he left to other country because he has a dual citizenship, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a citizen of Britain, also of Nigeria, and it was there. But you've been monitoring him to bring him back. Now, at the end of the day, you went ahead, to kidnap him, and in international that is called extraordinary rendition. Now, these are just the things that I'm looking at, because if the president says that this guy should go to the court, so the government too, the president knows that there is a court somewhere who should have allowed this guy to stand trial in the first place. Don't forget how the SSS tried to frustrate the process, of his trial. If you still remember, a lot of things happened last year. Till today, it was supposed to today. His trial has not begun, and it's supposed to have started. Even in November, they refused him. They didn't bring him to court. So for the president to have been saying that he will defend himself in the court is funny, because he's not even allowing the court process to come to bear. And this is quite unfortunate for us.
Okay. Some Nigerians are also of the opinion that to solve this issue, it has to be solved politically. What's your take on that? Because they're saying the government and people who are agitating for this kind of things should be in one boat and talk things out politically. Are you of the same opinion?
That, you mean way forward or what?
Yes, way forward to ensure that there is peace.
The way forward is the court. That's why we have the judiciary, which is the third arm, the third arm of the government. But this government has been frustrating the process that would have made the court to be part of it. They frustrated everything. So the way forward is for the government to allow the process of the law, the process of the court, to take its course. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
They should not. If this guy has been endangering the unity of the country, then you've sued him. Let him face the court, and let's see what the judgment of the court is. Then we'll see how to go forward from there. It's as simple as that. But the question is, why are they frustrating the process? Why?
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Felix, for staying on the conversation with us today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, viewers, for staying tuned to the conversation. Don't forget, we come your way every Mondays to Fridays. And it's the same time, 11 a.m. And don't forget to also make sure that you follow us on all our social media platforms. That is at TOS TV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. My name is Merciful Ajinomo. Stay safe and have a wonderful weekend.